Hey guys, and thanks for joining me on Mark Melbourne TV. So I want to cover a couple of things this week. So some of the things that have really stood out to me is Ripple. So taking second place, overtaking Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum. Ripple is now worth roughly $2.60 USD, topping out at about $2.80, but also much higher in some of the Korean exchanges. So looking back less than 2 weeks ago, Ripple was sitting in the 20 cents to 25 cents USD range, and since then it has had gains of more than tenfold. So in a very short time, so in 2 weeks, if you were holding Ripple, you would have made 10 times your money. So anyone holding Ripple, well done. I've had a couple of my Ripple that I've held on to, but also recently in the run up today, I've decided to sell a third of my holdings, and I will continue to sell if there isn't a bit of a slowdown. So, but there will also be a core part of my holdings that I will always hold in Ripple. As I've learnt, there are so many coins that do well in the long run, and you get more gains by just holding onto your coins rather than trying to pick the bottoms and selling the tops of markets. So that's a lesson I've sort of learnt over time. If I just held my Bitcoins from the start, I'd be way ahead of where I am now. But it's a lesson, and it's all part of the fun. So not going to cry over spilt milk. But anyway, so some other notable things in the market. So we've seen Bitcoin try to break out of that bottom. So we've seen the dip at 10,700, and then again at around 11,300, and then Bitcoin trying to break out of the resistance around 14,500, and then again at 16,500, but not being able to do so. So we're seeing at the moment a bit of a correction in Bitcoin, and a lot of people think that Bitcoin is in bearish territory. So we might be testing possibly 8,000, 9,000 USD. Personally, I don't think Bitcoin is going to go below 9,500. I think still between 9,000 USD and 12,000 USD is a good buy point for Bitcoin. Now, if you want to be on the safe side, maybe just buy small portions and average out and continue to buy over the week or weeks rather than all in one go. Now, besides that, there is a big theme in crypto at the moment. So more and more money is being poured into the crypto space. People are taking more interest in this area, but there are a few themes that are sort of popping up. So some of these themes are interest in privacy coins as the space develops. So coins like Zcoin, Zcash, Dash have really done really well, and even people speculating and investing in smaller cap coins like Navcoin and PivX, which is slightly larger in market cap than Navcoin, but smaller than Dash, Monero, and Zcash. So this is something to look out for. Another big theme is platform coins. So big ones that stand out are Neo and also Quantum or Qtum, and there's also, I suppose, Icon now, which has been released, and that they did their ICO not long ago, and there's definitely a lot of noise and interest in Icon at the moment. It's a team outside of, they've got a development team from Korea, and Koreans, they adopt technology, and there's a frenzy and interest for cryptocurrency at the moment. So anything that the Koreans take an interest in, and also having a strong development team, I think that's a combination for a coin to do well. So definitely one of the coins to look out for. If you're interested in buying this coin, obviously do your own research. Look up Binance. They sell, that's where you can purchase the coin at the moment. And definitely look into the team. They've got, I guess this brings me on to the third theme or area of interest for a lot of investments at the moment is interoperability. So basically this means being able to transfer information between different systems. So for example, from one party to another with different systems. So like if you're going to a medical center, if you're going to the hospital, and they use a different system to your insurance company, then that can sometimes cause conflict. But imagine an area where all these systems communicate with each other and it works seamlessly. So Icon is working with schools, universities, medical centers and hospitals, as well as large banks. Now, also, I just remembered something. So back to Ripple. So just quickly, I have sold some Ripple, but in case you're wondering why Ripple has gone up recently, I believe a lot of it is to do with speculation, still on it being listed on Coinbase. However, there is also some announcement that were made about a week ago around SBI and Japanese giant banks that are looking to partner and work with Ripple, as well as them implementing their software in these banks and other large credit card and financial institutions. So there is a lot of interest around that. I'm also looking at ways to diversify my portfolio now. So I believe that as a general rule, you should have roughly 70% to 75% in safe, reliable long-term holds. So if you're just starting out, you can't go wrong with the top 7 or 8. So big standouts are like Litecoin, Ethereum, as well as Bitcoin. You got to have a bit of Bitcoin in your portfolio. And if you sort of have that as the majority of your portfolio for steady growth and protecting your capital, you can also start to branch out and invest in other coins, so like Icon and big contenders like Neo and a few other coins. So I would also consider putting 5 to 10% into upcoming projects. So it might be a bit daunting investing in these smaller coins. However, if it's a small investment where there's potential for you to make a lot of gains, sometimes it's worthwhile looking into. So in the bracket of up to 500 million, down to about 300 million, looking at coins like ZeroExchange or ZeroX. The ticker symbol for this is ZRX, and you can purchase this on, I believe, Bittrex as well as Poloniex. And I definitely think this is an interesting concept. So basically, with ZeroExchange, it's a platform that will allow you to trade tokens from Ethereum's ERC20 tokens and allow you to seamlessly change that on a decentralized exchange without having to change those tokens through an exchange and also risk sort of losing your tokens or having that exchange or the exchange being hacked and you losing your tokens. So that's definitely something to look into. I'm not telling you to buy this, but definitely check out the technology behind it. I think it's something that will do very well in the short to mid term. And also I think there will be a position for it in the long term. Now, in the sort of smaller market caps between say 100 million to 300 million, coins that I'm looking at are Dragon Chain. So they're a company or group that have a pretty strong development team. They're basically inspired by the group Disney. So I think that's got potential to do well. Look into the coin, and I won't go too much into detail about that coin, but check out QuantStamp. Basically, it's an auditing security type coin, and basically they cover all the security side of basically all the security side. I don't want to go into that too much as well, just in the interest of keeping this video short. And also one other coin I would look into is Ethlen. So Ethlen is something I got into before it's had its recent run up, and even though I had a fairly small holding in it, I think it's got potential to do really well. It's a platform for lending cryptocurrency. So for example, if you stake some of your tokens that you're holding long term, for example, if you want to stake your LEN tokens, you can get the equivalent of that in Ethereum as collateral, have that locked up, and lend to invest in other currencies as well as in fiat. So I think the way it works is you as a lender, you'll basically put your collateral of double the amount that you're after as what you're lending. So for example, if you want to get 5 Ethereum, you'll be putting up 10 Ethereum as collateral. Now in my next video, I sort of want to go more into the allocation and percentages around my portfolio, and also I'll discuss and make a quick video based around some of the small investments that I've mentioned. I'll go a bit more into detail into that during the week. So thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, honestly, I think crypto space continues to surprise me, and it's a space that is always changing, and the rate of innovation and disruption and new projects and new teams and new coins coming out every day with a lot of promise, some of them hype. It's important to sort of look at what's important, and I'll sort of discuss this in my next video, how you can find coins with great potential before they become hyped up in social media outlets, and also what to look for, what to avoid, and all that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'll upload during the week. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next video. Thanks, guys. See ya. Also subscribe and like.